And what's going on, everybody? I am Kadarius Washington, and it is a day after Christmas, Football Friday. So that means it's time for our latest edition of the CW Six Pack, our weekly little pick segment where we take six or more games across the NFL slate and we pick them against the spread. And of course, yesterday we had the Christmas Day games, and then tomorrow we've got the Saturday doubleheader. And we already made our picks for those games earlier this week, and so far we're off to a little bit of a rough start. We went 0 for 3 in our Christmas Day picks. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we got the two Saturday games coming up. And this is going to be more of a condensed six pack like we always do. Two in the early window, two late window, Sunday night and Monday night. I'm not going to spend as long talking about the games. I'm just going to go ahead, give you some brief analysis, and then we're just going to go along with our picks. So here we go. New week, well, same week still, but same week. New picks. Let's go ahead and get into it. So our early afternoon window, let's do the New Orleans Saints against the Tennessee Titans. Saints 2.5-point favorites on the road. And don't look now, folks, but New Orleans, they're starting to get a little something going. They're riding a 2-game win streak. Tyler Shuck has played really well. Meanwhile, Tennessee are winners of 2 out of 3, even though those 2 wins came against Cleveland and Kansas City when Gardner Minshew went out. But, folks, this Saints team is tougher than I thought, and I don't know. I really like them in this matchup. So I'm going to lay the 2.5 here with the New Orleans Saints. All right, let's do the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cleveland Browns. Steelers 3.5-point favorites on the road. And listen, this is a tricky game to pick here. The AFC North matchup here. Aaron Rodgers has been on a bit of a heater as of recent, and the Steelers, of course, just barely made it out alive last week against Detroit. And Cleveland, they've been making a few of these games close when it comes to the spread, which kind of concerns me, but I really like the value that Pittsburgh's getting, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay the points with the Steelers. All right, late afternoon window. Let's do the New York Giants against the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders 1.5-point favorites here. This is the Super Tank Bowl. Winner of this matchup is in the driver's seat for the number 1 pick in the draft. I mean, last week the Raiders were actually competitive against the Texans, and Jackson Dart only threw for 33 yards as far as the Giants are concerned. And listen, folks, I feel like the Raiders are going to do the most Raider thing possible, and that's win this game and blow their chance at the number 1 pick. So you know what? Why not? Let's just go ahead and lay the 1.5 with the Raiders. All right. The Philadelphia Eagles against the Buffalo Bills. Bills 1.5-point favorites at home. If you remember, when I made my season predictions on the Tuesday after Labor Day, this was my Super Bowl matchup right here. The Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course I picked the Bills to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But anyway, Buffalo is getting hot at the right time. They're riding a 4-game win streak, and they're still alive in the AFC East race. But they're going up against a Philly team who's ripped off a couple of wins in a row against bad teams, and they have not beaten a team with a winning record since November 10th when they beat Green Bay. And folks, I can't help but feel like the Eagles are going to come out to play, but I like Buffalo more in this matchup here. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the 1.5 with the Buffalo Bills. All right, Sunday nighter. We've got the Chicago Bears going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Niners 3.5-point favorites at home. This might very well be the best game of the weekend here. A matchup of two of the hottest teams in football right now. 49ers riding a 5-game win streak out of the bye, and of course they control their destiny for the 1 seed in the NFC, and the Bears, of course, winners of 7 of their last 8. And look, the Bears defense, as we know, leads the league in takeaways, but both offenses, folks, have been really good, but the 49ers have just impressed me more down this stretch. It's a coin flip pick from how well these two teams have been playing as of late, but it's really hard for me to pick against the Niners, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to lay the 3.5 with San Fran. And last but not least, the Monday Nighter. We've got the Los Angeles Rams going up against the Atlanta Falcons. Rams 8.5-point favorites on the road. Kirk Cousins and the Falcons have been playing some decent ball as of recent, but the Rams, folks, as we should already know, are the better team. They're just coming off of that loss to Seattle last Thursday night, and now they're no longer in control of their destiny for the 1 seed or the NFC West, and I feel like they're going to come out and make a statement in this game. So I'm just going to go and lay the 8.5 with the Rams. I mean, I know it's a lot of points, but I like the Rams to go ahead and cover as far as the matchup is concerned. All right, so my picks this week, I got the Saints minus 2.5, Steelers minus 3.5, Raiders minus 1.5, Bills minus 1.5, 49ers minus 3.5, and the Rams minus 8.5. All favorites as far as Week 17 is concerned. Like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell to be notified of when I post again, and also follow me on Twitter and on Bluesky at CW Talk Sports. That's CWTALKS Sports, and I will see y'all the next time. Peace.